direct all their frustration to me, and they should stick with the players. This is what Southgate said in yesterday's press conference after the boring game that England played yesterday. We are going to be analyzing what happened in that game, in other fixtures that happened yesterday, and I'm with my guys in the studio. Hi Nonso, how are you?
I'm good. Good morning.
John?
I'm fine, thank you.
You know, yesterday was a boring game. England. I've not seen that kind of game. England producing that kind of boring game yesterday. But they qualified for the knockout stage. But it was I can't understand that they have all the stars. They have all the stars, but they could not produce this performance everybody's expecting them to produce. But before we continue with that, remember guys, we are live on YouTube at Vote FM Sports. We are live now. You can drop your comments. We'll be reading out in the studio. Drop your comments and all the things we are going to talking about. We are also on Facebook at Vote 1043 FM. So John.
Yeah.
England. Let's talk about England because everybody is talking about England. They are part of the favorites, but the kind of performance they produced yesterday is not a worthy performance. It's not a champion's performance. Do you think that? Okay, let's talk about that game first. That game ended 0-0. What happened with England in that game? Because they changed the players. We are complaining, Trent shouldn't be playing on the midfield, though they changed Trent. This and he made some change, but it didn't still work. So what happened with England in that game?
Yeah, for me, if you look at that match, it was a match of a lot of potential, but then it's under-delivered.
What potential? I didn't see any potential
The
there.
match had a lot of potential. If you look at the team sheets of England and Slovenia, if you look at what it was drumming up to, and if you look at all the big names in the match, we're expecting a firework or a firecracker of a match, but it under-delivered. For me, it was a boring game. It was dry. It was drab. If you look at the stats tell you another story. So my big question now to the English players is, what did you guys do with all that possession at the end of the day?
Yeah,
we ended up holding the ball,
yes.
getting possession, but we're not able to produce anything to show for it. And then if you look at the mood in the club, in the countryside after the match, Gareth Southgate trying to get ahead of it, jump on a lot of fans' sentiments after the match, trying to absorb all the pressure of the players. But you can't have it any other way, because the players have their own fair share of blame to go around as well. The big names didn't turn up. The young guys who are supposed to come in, who are supposed to be hungry, who are supposed to come in with the mentality of we are going to make a mark for ourselves. Look at the likes of Lamine Yamal doing that for Spain. Look at the likes of Arda Güler doing that for Turkey. Look at the likes of Jamal Musiala doing that across in Germany. And then we come back here, we look at the English side, and nobody is standing up to
come back
standing up. Yeah, we come back to England, and nobody is standing up to be counted for.
So John, they have all the stars. Did Jude produce one of the worst performances I've seen him produce for a while? They have all the stars, but they are not getting results. Is it the problem of the coach or the setup, or what is actually wrong with England?
Now, you saw the game yesterday. After the first 50 minutes of the game, you saw that they had so many possessions, but most of those passes were sideways. Pass to the side. Gallagher, you know him now, always running into the danger himself, trying to pass back as well. You saw everybody giving their... See, yesterday, I won't lie, they played a good football. They played a good football, but clinicality was not part of the game. They were not clinical enough. Harry Kane wasn't getting service. They were just playing around the midfield, holding on to possession, trying to get a result out of that game. And that was a problem for me, because at some point after the changes, now I have to slide into John here a bit. After the changes, you saw a Kobe Mainoo come in, and there was solidity in midfield. There was no fear. Now, I let all the attackers go and create chances, but then the Slovenians have already sat deep.
But then you
have been campaigning for this.
No, look at it now. Now, Mainoo came in.
This is what I'm saying now.
Look at it now. Look at it now. Mainoo came in. Palmer came in. Anthony Gordon came in. These are the three players I've always been saying should be given a chance, including Gallagher. But yesterday, Gallagher started, and you saw that. Okay, they can have that.
They took him out
after 50 minutes.
After second half,
now look at after they took him out, they brought in Mainoo. You saw that midfield. Rice was not given the freedom to try something different.
But then I'm asking, after bringing him in and solidifying the midfield, what was the end product?
The same Kopama came in now.
What was the end product?
We were all claiming that
what was the benefits of bringing him in to solidify when we already have Conor Gallagher already in that match, who was doing a good job.
He wasn't. If he was doing a good job, Rice would have been given the freedom to roam ahead, to roam forward and create chances. But Rice was also sitting deep with him as well. So it was Rice sitting deep and Gallagher moving ahead of Rice. If you saw that game,
Carragher was moving ahead of
Rice, and it was a problem. And Carragher is not as creative as Rice, so why would you move ahead of the creative mind?
But then you cannot tell if this is an instruction from Southgate going into
this match. That's another thing I want to talk about, because players play with coach's instruction.
Sure.
If he says, right, sit back, Carragher
and let Gallagher move forward.
So it's not the coach's fault. So probably it's not working. He has to change in the second half.
Why did Rice move forward when Kobe came in?
No, that's what we are saying. I'm asking you. I'm asking that every player plays with coach's instruction. That's why I'm asking you. Is it a team problem or a coach's problem?
I think the team didn't have enough time to train. There's been a lot of sentiment. Now look at it.
For the past 5 years.
There's been a lot of sentiment and media hype around each of these players individually, and it's becoming a problem. You saw the likes of Harry Maguire, James Maddison, Brandon Johnson taking off the team sheet. And these are players that could create chances, that could do well, but because of the media problem with them, they had to yank them off that list and go with a new academy setup, or perhaps a new young setup. And this young setup now is becoming a problem, because
remember we had this conversation a couple of weeks back, just before the Euro started, when a couple of players were dropped, and the first of that list was James Maddison. I was shouting and I was livid, because this is a player that can come in for you and create chances. This is also a player that knows how to bury chances and score goals. Now they yanked him off. They yanked him off first before yanking off the rest, making an example out of him now. And of course, he should be somewhere in England having a good time, sipping coffee and watching this game unravel the way it has now. Because this game yesterday would have used a James Maddison coming off the bench into that midfield to create something.
You're talking about the James Maddison. Jack Grealish could also come off the bench and do something.
I think.
Now these people are not on that list, and
you're not going to blame the coach. Yes, he should take some of the blame. Yes. Because if you look at the statistic before he made these calls, you cannot. He has a lot of creative movement. They have Jude playing in Maddison's position.
Yes.
So you have What I had there was Grealish. For me, Grealish should have been better because he's a senior player.
Grealish can also come in on that left flank where Foden
should be playing. That's where he should be playing. But at the end of the day, I think that the coach should take a blame. That's what he said in his press conference, that everybody should stick with the team, and all the critics should come to him. But for me, he has not done anything in England, and I think this is his final tournament. If he does not do well, I think he should go.
Because he's in the final year of his contract, and he has been with these guys for a couple of seasons. Yes, England used to be people that just come into competitions and then they phase out in the group stages and they don't progress. He's coming, he's built a squad, he's taking them into progression, into the finals of competitions and into the later stages of competitions. But then that's not what you're there for. So, you're there to win titles, you're there to bring this thing home. And that's what he's there for.
Let me ask you, is the players letting Southgate down? Because we have to talk about the players. Everything cannot go to the coach. Is the stars not performing for him? Because football is about performance.
When you try to punish the big names, the small names will be scared of you. The smaller players. And look at this, you're starting a McGay alongside John Stones. You're not giving the midfield freedom to roam because they don't trust these people to play together. John Stones and McGay, they have the same style of play. Now, I said this before, there's a Louis Dunk on the bench. Why is he on the bench? Put him into the game. This man is a born defender. Put him in the game, perhaps pair him with McGay, I don't care. Bring John Stones to the midfield. Now, if we will not be testing Kobe to start games, because I saw so many tweets yesterday night after the game, I saw so many tweets last night saying, why not start these three players, Kobe Meno, Palmer, and Gordons? Because from that flank, it was fantastic. They were creating chances, but Jude Bellingham was not running.
So you are saying that they should drop Jude?
I'm not saying they should drop Jude.
So where will he start?
Last night, Jude played 90 minutes.
Okay.
They dropped Foden at some point. They brought in, They brought in, Anthony Gordon. After dropping Foden, he went to that flank to play.
They removed Xhaka.
And brought in Palmer. Now, you see that it was solid from that position on forth. You took up Gallagher and brought in Kobe Meno. You saw the performance of the pitch. My thought was they shouldn't have taken out Saka because he was like a light that could just shine at any moment and create a chance. But they took him out of that game, and that flank kind of went dead because Palmer cannot play from that place. So they were playing a back four, a midfield four, perhaps a diamond four. Where Kobe is sitting deep. These two are playing from the wing.
I just want to check you on this matter now, because we shouldn't be talking about this in a game. For example, you have a situation where in the England side now we have certain untouchables, and then we have dispendables and expendables in that England side, okay? Because yesterday everybody could see that this Jude Bellingham experiment is not working out, brother. This is the third game in, and yes, you've qualified based off a couple of results in the past, but then this guy is having an off game.
He has scored one goal.
Is he unbenchable for the England side?
3 games.
Is he unbenchable for the England side? Please, I think he's not unbenchable. How can you bring in Cole Palmer and go and force him to play off the wing when he should be playing in that behind the striker?
Everybody could run around.
No, you're not getting the point. You are saying it's a free formation, but on that pitch there is a pecking order, there are instructions, and there are positions they are called in to play to. And when you are on that pitch, unless Jude leaves that position, you're not getting a shouting in that position.
John, leave English.
Okay.
English. See what I want to say now. If it's a fleet formation, you have the 2 strikers in that game, Jude and Harry.
We do not have 2 strikers. We just have Harry Kane up front alone. Harry Kane is up front alone, and then Jude is playing behind him in that 10 row.
Let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Hello, good morning. Oh, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the show. That's the thing.
Thank you.
He's doing what?
Just one goal.
It's painful, man. It's painful. This time around, it's not coming home. No hope.
Thank you for your contribution. Thank you. So he is saying that they should tweak their formation. He has been trying to do that he started
but it's not
Trent.
working,
He started Trent for the first 2 games. It didn't work. He's trying to check. He is saying let them do 3 at the back. I don't think England is suited 3 at the back. What do you think, John? 3 at the back?
For me, I don't think England is suited to play 3 at the back, though it could work because they have wing backs that can play that role and help out the defense as well as the attacking.
This is a typical pundit talking right now.
But for me,
a typical pundit talking right now.
The problem is you drop Jude to play alongside Rice, and you bring Foden in that 10, bring Anthony on that 11, and Saka on the 7 with this man up front. And then if Kane is not producing, you yank him off that starting lineup and you give Tony and these other younger players a chance. Rather than leaving this guy to play 90 minutes and you are chasing a game, you are looking for results. And you're not getting the results
this
you're looking for.
This is the typical pundit.
He talked about Kane.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think that Kane should be playing 90 minutes?
For his age.
For
his age, no. But for the leader quality he has, nobody can take that leader quality out of him. There's a current Trippier who could do a good job. But Trippier, for you to take leadership quality off your star man, you need to put on a performance.
Are you telling me that Jude Bellingham does not have leadership qualities?
And so far in that game, how many games?
Are you telling me that Declan Rice does not have leadership qualities?
The only person that could take on that position is Kieran Trippier. That could wear the badge and control the tempo of the game. Nobody will listen. It's just like you listening to a 34-year-old man, just like what happened to Nagelsmann when he went to Bayern Munich. He took the captain, role from Kimmich and Goretzka, what's his name, and gave it to somebody else. And that was a problem for them. He didn't wait time, and that was why.
You are saying that Southgate is afraid to change Kane?
He is not afraid to change Kane. If Trippier was giving a performance, if Trippier was playing a fine football, I think they would have given him the captain band and taken away from the game.
Okay, let's read some of our comments on YouTube. We are having a lot of comments. Remember, we are YouTube live now on YouTube. You can drop your comments. We'll be reading it live here on the studio. It has Vote FM Sports. Vote FM Sports. So we have Bowie says start Palmer and Gordon and bench. He is asking questions. That's the question. He says start Palmer and Gordon and bench Saka and Foden. I don't think it's possible.
Yes, possible.
It doesn't make sense.
Possible.
It doesn't make
no
sense.
No coach in this whole world will drop Saka and Foden to play. Who is Gordon's?
That's what I'm talking about.
Also, I don't know this hype you're talking about. What do you see?
Look at when he played yesterday. He played only 20 minutes football.
Yes.
Did you see the chances he created? It was more than Foden created the whole 70 minutes.
Foden is not playing in his natural position.
And you cannot bench the best player in Spain.
Wait, it's not.
I'm not saying you should bench. I'm saying move him.
You cannot bench the best player in Spain.
Change that midfield dynamics. Move him into a CM that can float up forward and create
something
chances.
That is very interesting. He said that you cannot bench the best player in Spain.
I'm not asking him to be benched. I'm asking him to be moved around in that midfield. Simple.
Wait, John. Then you have the best player in England.
Yes.
That's the problem. They have a star boy, Saka, playing from the left. You see, they have a lot of stars. I think he's trying to. He has Harry Kane, who is the captain of the side. He has a lot of players. He's finding it so hard to manage these players.
Okay, now let's ask this question: how many goals does Foden have so far this season?
It doesn't. Whether he's scored one.
Wait, now it's the question I'm asking you. How many chances did he create this season? What was his goal tally? Goal and assist.
What was
now this
Anthony
is what
Gordon's tally alongside Foden?
It's still the same thing. See, it's chances created so far this season.
You are not talking about this. If you are telling me now that you want to bench Foden and bring in a Jack Grealish in his native position,
not there.
If you were telling me, that's what I said.
Okay.
I would agree with you. But not you're telling me you want to yank Foden off and bring on Anthony Gordon. And this is a player that still needs somebody to create for him. This is somebody that still needs somebody to service him and give him the ball.
Okay. Foden still needs somebody to service him. Foden is chopping off the shine of Kevin De Bruyne. If
Foden
you take
that creates opportunities, creates goal scoring opportunities, that has been involved in more goals in Manchester City this past season than other players apart from Kevin De Bruyne.
You know,
that's who we are talking about.
You know one thing I like about this stats? 2-3 years ago, I used to say things, but people don't used to agree with me. I say pundits' ideology is different from a star player and a coach ideology. I'll give you a coach perspective. What you look at is the numbers. Somebody else is creating the chances. Somebody else is getting on the assist sheet. Gundogan was creating more chances for Man City for 4 years in a row. But who was getting the accolades? Because he was getting on the assist numbers. Kelvin. Now, if you look at this Foden style as well, Rodri and Kelvin is creating chances. Foden is getting assists and scoring goals. Now he is the Premier League player of the year and you're all singing his praises. Haaland is scoring tap-ins and you're all singing his praises because what he's getting numbers, the numbers you see, goals and assists. Now look at the Real Madrid side. Jude was creating chances alongside scoring goals. Though he wasn't getting assists as much, but he was scoring goals and creating chances for Vini and Rodrigo to score. And yet you're telling me you want to yank him. You can't yank this kind of player off.
Wait, guys. We are having a whole lot of...
Foden eats off other people's intelligence. Jude creates the intelligence for people.
Foden creates as well.
So how many chances in the creates now?
Foden creates as well.
Checking creating record.
Before we continue, we have a lot of comments. No, we will start this England team thing. We don't stop. Both of you will start fighting, but we have a lot of comments on our YouTube channel. Ese Divine saying Southgate should leave immediately. He does not know what he is doing at all. Yesterday, England was terrible. They were terrible yesterday. So Ese Divine is saying that England did not play anything. Monday, Ija is saying England do not have physical condition to press as high as they would. as they want to, and also the team's connection all over the pitch have been lacking. Is this cohesion that is the problem? They don't play as a team. So we have a lot of comments. Keep it going, guys. Okay, Chukwuemeka is saying, aren't we supposed to be hearing what the caller was saying? We're going to fix that, Chukwuemeka. We're going to fix that. So it was a technical glitch, so we have fixed that already. The next caller you will hear. We can always call into. I'll be calling the numbers on the show, so you can call in. Ese Divine is saying at Nonso, Kane is not a leader, sir. What he did yesterday? No shoot. Okay, no, he said no shot on target at all for him. So I think the problem with Kane is that he's a star. Bowe was right. They have a lot of stars. Saudi is afraid to make changes. He doesn't want to make changes.
His job is already on the line. He is already in a weak position to negotiate for any new contract now at England. You are already down and you are almost out. What are you holding back for? But that's all I'm saying.
I think Sergei should go. I think after this tournament, Sergei should be. He has given all he could to this team, because there is nothing else for him to do. If he does not win this tournament, he should go.
Now, I'll quote you now, Godwin. If the team is doing well, is the coaches.
That's how they be all the time now.
If the team is doing bad, is the coaches.
You don't see where they don't sack players.
Now you see where problem there now. But I think yesterday he did an experiment that didn't work out. There was an experiment last night. It didn't work out. Try again. You're going into the knockout stages. Experiment won't work in the knockout stages. I think he's resting his best leg. He's seen what is each player.
Please, who is he resting, please? Which player remain? Waiting the rest.
Only never play, oh, sure you know. Only never play. Adam never play.
So
only Adam he's resting these two players, Watkins and Adam Watkins.
Knockout stage is going to bench Kane and play Watkins.
Maybe 60 minutes for Kane. Watkins will come in and play. See, for me, I believe Watkins is better to come off the bench.
Would it kill England for them to just revert to a 4-4-2 and then play two strikers up forward? Would it kill the team? Would they die? Like, it's crazy
look
for
at,
me.
You see why I say it's a pundit ideology. This is what you're seeing on paper. So you believe that's what they are playing. When you look at them play, you see a two-man in the box always. See what it is on paper.
Somebody being in position does not necessarily mean that. Somebody being in a position does not necessarily mean he's playing off that place. He's coming into that position as a result of the play of game. Not when they lose the ball, when they lose possession and Slovenia has the ball, he does not play in that position. He drops back to his normal wing. So that's what I'm saying.
Back. Let's talk about the Slovenian side. We have two strikers up front, yes?
Okay.
But when they're on the progression, how many do you see in the box? Just Benjamin. The other person is outside the box. We have 5 midfield flat. 3 defenders, 6. Wait, let me tell you now. Let me tell you something.
Striker.
Wait now. When they are with the ball, what you see is 6 midfielders, 3 defenders, 1 striker. But you're seeing on paper 4-4-2. Is it not? But in the English side now, it's the same thing you see in the English side. You're seeing a 4-2-3-1. Now, Declan Rice and Gallagher. But when they are with the ball, Declan sits back. The fullbacks join. Every other person moves forward, including Gallagher. Now you have a 2-man, and you have always in the box Jude and Harry.
Okay, guys. Remember the numbers to call to join this conversation. This is getting hotter and hotter. The numbers to call is 0706 048 5853. Call the numbers. Join the conversation for us in this today. Let's talk about England. We'll talk about their group, because this group is a dead group. This group is one of the worst groups I've ever seen in a major competition. 5 points, 3 points, 3 points. Okay, we lost that call. We lost that call. So the numbers to call again is 0706 048 5853. Call us and tell us what you think about England. Do you think they can actually go ahead and win their knockouts game and win this tournament? That's the number to call to join us into. So we have to move on from England, because if I leave both of you, we'll finish this whole 15 minutes talking about England. Because okay, let's take this call. Hello, good morning. Good morning. Name and location, please.
Mr. Steven from Benue State.
Mr. Steven from Benue. What is your contribution?
On which England to call?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. this game, we're going to be finding out who they are going to be playing in the knockout stages. But thank you for your contribution. Do you have any other contribution?
Wait, may I ask you a question? I have one question to ask you.
But ask me, I beg.
I'm a true Chelsea fan, so any done deal for Chelsea?
They are working on some deals, but they are no particularly done deal. But I will go through transfers and tell you. Just keep listening. We'll tell you all the major transfers that happen with Chelsea and other clubs.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you very much. So he is saying that he wants England. So I think we have soft spots for England. I think the problem is that everybody watches English Premier League. Everybody. Obviously. So he is a Chelsea fan. Probably I am one of them. I don't want to start calling my club here in the studio. Okay, we have another caller. Hello, good morning. Okay, Raphael from Artisan. What is your contribution, please?
Okay, I want to ask you a question.
Okay.
Okay, when is that Auntie Joy hate this person, Kulmena and Dibele?
What? Sorry, I didn't get that.
Joy hate this person too much, Kulmena and Dibele. I don't know why.
You say I like Jude Bellingham and Kobe Mino too much because they are good players. See, they are good players.
You don't want them to start for England. I don't know why. Auntie Joy.
But I think all coaches is the coach will decide who plays and who does not play. So even this is just an opinion for us in the studio, but you have to understand that the coach makes the final decision on who plays and who does not play.
Somebody said Kumeno is far better than this person. Said Gala is far better than him. Kumeno is good.
Kumeno is good, but the problem there is I think that because he just played last 6 games of the year and he's a young player, so I don't think the coach is trying to trust him like that much.
Okay.
All right, thank you for your contribution.
I give you update about Madrid.
Okay.
Update. Transfer.
Apart from Mbappe coming in, then I think
Joselo is leaving.
Joselo is leaving and Nacho is leaving too.
Yeah.
Okay. Arsenal to go for this person now. Joselo.
Arsenal, no.
Come on.
Thank you for your contribution. He said after Joselo to Arsenal, no, please.
Joselo has gone to eat all your money.
Are they going forward or backward? I don't think it's possible. Okay.
We have another call.
Okay. We are getting calls. English game is. Hello, good morning. Name and location, please. Okay.
Go ahead.
I disagree for Udala coach. I know but that England manager, that man knows nothing about coach.
Exactly.
The England girls.
Okay.
But England are doing nothing.
They are absolutely doing
but
nothing.
But that's come I say Maino pass Garaga. I disagree. Garaga is far better than Maino. Garaga gets experience to play. What they play Maino gets? Yesterday match, what did Joberi and they there to do? Saka did there, they are playing nothing. Hurricane, they are playing nothing. That guy carry Alexander Aino, who for bench, who Palmer for bench. The business meaning where Palmer come with this person, Aino. So what they going to do? That guy is supposed to start for there now. I know that.
So thank you for your contribution. You say they like watching this coach. This coach just they mess everything up. But I understand what everybody is saying. England have a full potential. Their position is you cannot even begin to mention it. They should be playing better. So that's why everybody is actually saying that everybody is surprised they are not playing. One goal. We still having calls are coming in. Hello, good morning.
I think we're in the banter season now.
Good morning.
We're in the banter season.
Name and location, please.
It's Raphael, call back.
Okay, Raphael. Oh, you want to counter what the last caller said?
It's a counter season now.
Hello.
Go on.
Kovman have a confidence. Gala is not have a confidence. That is it.
Okay.
Kovman who no fear. Kovman is a confident guy. That is it.
Okay, he has more confidence than Karaga. Okay.
Yes.
All right, thank you very much. Okay, let's continue. Okay, let's go on a short break. When we come back, we are still getting calls. I think he's trying to counter, but when we come back from this break, we'll talk about other games that happened in that group and France. France actually played. I don't even understand what France played, but we'll talk about that after this short break.
Stay plugged into the flow. Follow Volt FM on Facebook at Volt 1043 FM. Let's vibe together.
Volt, 104.3 FM.
Okay, guys, we have to move away from England. But final question. Whether they win this tournament or not, do you think Sergei should stay? Or they should give him another contract, or they should just sack him and find another person?
His high club football, I'll say this for a fact, because you see him making contact with different football clubs, trying to get on the club sheet to know if he could manage a club. And I think the next club on his list now would be Wolverhampton Wanderers or maybe Man United. So he's eyeing these two clubs to know if he could
Let's say that he wants to stay. Do you think that the management
give him a new contract? There's no other person better to coach the English national side.
So
he should stay.
He should stay.
Yes.
For me, I think he should leave. He should leave because I don't think he has done enough for him to stay there. But before we move on to the next game, let's read our comments on YouTube before we move to the other games. Okay, Michael is saying, I agree with Nonso. England has a lot of stars and they are now confused. That's what Bowie said, and Chukwuemeka is agreeing. Chukwuemeka, Michael is saying, also the coach has not fully understood the potential of his players, and I am beginning to doubt if he used to watch all these players play in their different clubs. I think it's hard to keep track on all these players. I think that's why you have a coaching crew.
Of course, and you have scouts.
That's why they go stadium every week.
Yeah, you cannot watch every player at the same time. You cannot tell your assistant coach, watch these two players for me. I watch these two players. I think that's how they do. You cannot actually watch every player. Emmanuel Okitibi is saying English team showed that Trent was not their problem in the first two games, and I agree with that. If you look at the thing, the same thing that is happening is kept happening. So Trent is not the problem. So they need to find what the problem is. I don't know what the problem is, but now then Sabina. Okay, Emmanuel Okitibi is still saying Shaw is back on the bench. Play him. Drop Jude to the natural 10 and let Foden. Whoa, he's saying you should drop Jude from the natural 10 and let Foden play there.
Yes. I support you 1,000%, my brother.
I can't even say.
I support 1,000%.
Knockout stage, drop him.
Let's not forget that.
You concede goals that you would never dream of.
Let's not forget. This is the same Foden that scored 19 goals last season. Create 8 assists. Also created average 20 chances.
Everybody, okay.
Chances. Go on with power, please.
And that is what he brings
let's finish this comment.
in that position.
Let me finish this comment on our YouTube channel. Emmanuel Okitibi is saying, if Sergei is the best, then their best is horrible.
I think for now, I'm not saying for a long time, for now, because you can't bring in a Sam Allardyce back to the coaching.
No.
He's already out of the game. These are the only available players or available coaches in the. Ipswich cannot let McKenna go.
They should find another coach, please.
See, any coach.
Sam is ancient of days.
That's what I'm saying now. Or Roy Hodgson. Now people they available now if you take that England coaching job.
Apart from this, we have not really talked about their opponents. They qualified for the knockout stage. That is Slovenian team for the first time in their history. So we have to give them their flowers for holding England because they needed a draw to qualify. So they didn't need to do much. They needed just to soak up pressure and probably try and get a goal, but they qualified for the knockout stage. So the other game in the group is Denmark versus Serbia. So let's move away from England. We have already done good stuff with England. Denmark versus Serbia. It ended with a 0-0 draw. Now Denmark will qualify for the knockout stage, and Serbia has that game. It was a 0-0. It was entertaining, but they ended up more entertaining than the English game, because both of them were trying to get a win and it did not work. So how do you see this game? Do you think that Denmark now has what it takes to go far in this tournament?
Like I said, Denmark, they build up fine. They get out of the group stages, but then they falter. Wouldn't be surprised to see that happen in the next round, talking about the round of 16, if they drop out, because this has always been their MO. But now if you look at the way they are set up to play in this competition, I keep bringing back this question. They have a solid defense, solid midfield, but who is going to come good for them up forward? It's going to come out, because you see their run of play now, they've not been able to score goals as and when needed. Look at their game against Serbia. They were struggling, creating chances, nobody to bury them. You saw the way they played in their previous matches as well. I'm saying this thing again. This is a side that on paper they look good, but who is going to come good for them when they need it? That's where
Serbia had their own stars But
Yeah,
obviously,
you have Mitrovic.
no, so obviously they didn't utilize this that they played 3 games. They didn't even win 1, 2 draws, 1 loss, and it was a terrible performance for
yesterday. Something happened. You know, I was saying Vlahovic and Mitrovic.
Yes, you used to call all these
something
guys.
happened yesterday. They benched 1-1. They played 1. They had to drop you out of everybody to drop. It was your fastest player on the pitch, your strongest player on the pitch, and you chose experience, and experience didn't work out. Now you even for you to now do that sub and bring in the Vlahovic, you did it maybe late in the game, and that was a problem for me. Then Serbia has always been a side that could go on to hurt anybody. They have creative players, they have clinical strikers. If you ask me, Vlahovic and Mitrovic were very clinical for the clubs they play for.
But then you look at Mitrovic versus Vlahovic. Vlahovic, I see potential. Mitrovic, I see.
Yeah, I've been talking about this guy's potential for long. You should start producing. Okay, the table ended this way. England first. They had 5 points, 1 win, 2 draws, no loss. Only scoring 1 goal in this tournament. Denmark, no win, draws. And
same with Slovenia, man.
Still with Slovenia, 3 draws, and both of them qualified from that group. Okay, the other group that was played, France versus Poland, that ended 1-1.
You know what this guy was saying, Mbappe, blah, blah.
I never asked.
No, I just want to make you know, say I ready for that today.
Okay, Mbappe scored his first goal.
Same for Lewandowski. I told you that Lewandowski scoring yesterday will be the highlight of the Poland side.
You said they were going to run away with the victory, and I told you Poland will fight for the result. I said they will
run away with the victory, but the highlight of the Poland game will be Lewandowski
penalty that had to be retaken.
On the score sheet.
You know they got a goal, but they ruled it out for offside. The Poland side, the Polish side.
Okay, let's take this call first. Good morning.
This is Kizito. I'm calling from Enugu.
Okay, Kizito, what's your contribution, please?
Yeah, I want to look at the English team yesterday.
English team, okay.
I don't think they had a bad game.
Okay.
Even though that they didn't score.
Okay.
They don't have a bad game. They played well.
So do you think they can?
They couldn't be able. Yes.
Do you think they can win this tournament?
They are playing against a team that needed a draw.
Yeah, they needed a draw. Okay.
Yes, that team was so compact that they defended very well with their lives. Just a draw. And they thought England has nothing to lose for getting that draw. Just that England wanted to impress themselves. They played well, even though that they didn't score. And so many people who don't know English national team before Southgate took over will always say he should go. Before he took over the national team, where we are England, if you know the England national team very well, okay, before he took over, you will find out that he has taken them very, very far.
Okay.
Before he took over. So he has done well with the English national team. Very, very well. In fact, he upgraded the national team. Capello didn't get this far. Yeah. Capello couldn't take England to final of Euros. Capello didn't take England to semi-finals of the World Cup. He did it. We should give him a lot of credit. He has done that. He brought a lot of young players into the national team. He made the national team of England to play commanding football. That when you are watching them, you know that they are playing well. Unlike when they have fast-footed midfielders like Frank Lampard and Gerrard at the same time, with Rooney and all those players, they couldn't get to semi-final. They couldn't get to final. Mm-hmm. So this man took a young player to this level. He has done well, and he is doing well with England. If the Super Eagles of Nigeria are getting this kind of result, we will not be complaining now. If they are playing this kind of football, we will not be complaining. So I don't think why we don't need to join the English press and complain when they are complaining.
Okay.
Their team is doing well. It's just that they are expecting too much from the team. That is their problem.
Okay.
The expectation is too much. So the team is doing well. The man is doing well. They need to give him more time. They need to give him more time to grow the team, to push it to where they want. They want the trophy.
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
Give the man time.
Okay.
The only way I spotted his substitutions yesterday was when he removed Bukayo Saka for Kopama.
Okay.
Because they are like-to-like players. And they play the same thing. When Kopama came in, it was the same thing Bukayo Saka was doing in the game that he started doing. He didn't bring anything new. So what he could have done was to remove Jude Bellingham, put in Kopama to that post, then experiment. That was something I was expecting him to do, because that at that particular time, England needed to change something, do something different. So I was expecting him to remove Jude Bellingham, bring in Kopama, push him to that hole, or Philip Foden go to that hole. Okay. Let somebody else try that space. Okay. But he didn't do that. So he changed like players. Even the right back player, Alexander Arnold, he brought in, was useless. He's supposed to bring something different to the game. But he didn't do it. That was why the game ended that way. But England, all the same, they are doing well. I believe if they get their goals, they will go far.
Okay, thank you for your contribution.
Thank you.
Thank you for your contribution. Okay, I get what he's saying. Okay, before we go let's just conclude this English thing, because everybody keeps going back to throwing us back to this English thing. He is saying that before Southgate took over, no coach has actually taken England this far. And
sure.
Which is right. You know, the former coaches had stars. When I mean stars, they had the Gerrard, the Lampard, the Scholes, the Ferdinand. They had stars everywhere. But they became Rooney, but they didn't go over. But he is saying, okay, you have another caller before we continue. Hello, good morning. Name and location, please. Hello, good morning.
Yeah, hello guys, good morning again. It's Bowe calling.
Oh, good morning.
Yeah, the last caller was amazing contributions.
Yes,
but don't forget, yes. you can agree on some things. You called them Gerrard and Lampard and the rest of them very stars. Don't forget you also have a star-studded England side. You have a player who have won Champions League, who have won the treble in that team. Saka and Rice have come second in the English Premier League, and the rest of them. Now, I'm not saying Southgate should go. I'm saying if he's going to experiment, it needs to start from the back. I would prefer a Kobe Mino play with Rice in that midfield. I can tell you, I would prefer either you start a fresh striker up front, let Harry Kane sit on the bench. But now they're going to the second round. It cannot happen.
It cannot happen.
All right? So my issue is not with England. My issue is with France. France is almost as useless as England.
But we are going to go to France next game. That's what we want to talk about now.
You're already talking about France before the caller brought us back to England.
Yes.
France is almost as useless as them. The only thing with France is this. You have a solid Kante there. I don't know what Andre Rabiot is doing in that team. You're not catching rabbit right now. That guy should not be in that squad. If you have him, you already have Kante who can do the work of two men. France needs a very good number 10. I would prefer you play Griezmann in that number 10 position, because they don't look like they have any player elsewhere who can really pass the ball like him. The Thuram should be in the game. Yesterday, the coach just did what I don't understand what he was doing yesterday. So you look at it. England struggled to score. France also have struggled to score. You can't be relying on the penalty to win. The defensive structure is very strong. I like what they're doing with Koundé, and the back line is solid.
And
the forward line is okay, but it's the midfield. They need a number 10. Yesterday, you put Griezmann on the bench. Let him play 10, and let's see what can happen there. And I think France, they're not careful too. You see this knockout system, just one mistake, you're not scoring, and you concede a goal, you are out of the tournament, and you'll be shocked. So France also needs to wake up. Thank you, guys.
Yeah. Thank you for your contribution, Bowe. Let's go. Let's just leave England, because
valid point.
Let's leave England. Let's move on to France, because we don't have really much time now. Okay, this France, they played the 1-1 draw. That goal came with the penalty. Then Lewandowski scored in that game, so they ended 1-1. The surprising thing about that group is that Austria, I think Austria is not the darkest. That's my favorite team in this.
Gang father.
That's my favorite team in this.
Gang father.
They beat Australia 3-1 to top that group. Everybody was expecting at least France to win, probably get 9 points and run away with this group. Maybe score 5 goals in each game. But if you see that, let's talk about these two games together. But all of them played at the same time, 5 o'clock. Austria winning Netherlands 3-2. How do you see that game? Do you think that Austria has what it takes now? Because that is the team everybody should look out for. For me, that is the team I want to personally watch, because I like the way they play, the way they press, the way they pass. Now, we are talking about England and France. They don't have this synergy between the team. They don't have this connection. But you could see this Austria side. They have this particular thing that these two big teams are France and England are lacking. So this Austria team now, do you think now I don't want if they enter knockout stage that they need to play nonsense, but do you think now that this their coach Raf can take them far and win this tournament?
Now, look at what happened yesterday night. They produced a very good performance in the first early stages of the game, and they got an own goal from Malen. Now, after that, they kind of settled a bit. Netherlands came into the game. They went in and scored another goal. Netherlands came back to equalize.
And they scored again.
And you saw the person I've always been raving for, a very good player that went to Man United and was benched for a Fred. Now, after being benched for a Fred, he went back to where he came from. And he took the club to the Champions League, and they said no, he's not going to be playing the same position with Fred. He would be competing with Bruno Fernandes because of his creative mind. Now you see, a creative mind that could also defend the ball should be starting wherever he is, whether you have 10 chances creators, whether you have 15 chance creators. If he's not starting with that chance creator because he can also defend well and also create chances, if he's not starting in that game, then I don't think you need him there. Look at what he did for Dortmund. Now he's doing the same thing for Austria. Yes, last night you saw the game. He was everywhere. He was the replica of N'Golo Kante in that game.
I think it's because of the coach. You see, the coach has a way to transfer his spirit to the players. This coach, just like if you watch Liverpool club, when he coaches Liverpool, you could see the passion. He transfers his passion to the players.
Have you seen Ralf Rangnick?
That's what I'm saying. So the only place that he complained about that when he went to Manchester United, he said in his press conference there is something the foundation of Manchester United is wrong, because he is trying to transfer his spirit. That there is one spirit where they there.
See, Ralf be like.
So he moved away from Manchester United, and he said that it's not working. He is trying to tell this guy something. He's trying to transfer a particular kind of spirit to this guy. It's not working. So he left Manchester United. Then he moved to this Australian team. He took them gradually. It was building. Now they played in this group. Everybody didn't expect them to top this group, and they top this group. So this Kraft, and do you think that he is the man? His team. Do you think that his team is the team to look out for to in John?
You can't think otherwise. Obviously, you can't think otherwise, because he's done a fantastic job with Austria. Look at their previous record in the previous championships. You see that this side have taken a leap forward and topping the group. This is a scalp for them. Just topping the group is a scalp, but they are not ending here. They have their eyes on the title, and they are going to be moving into the next.
They might do the Greece 2004.
That's what we've been talking about.
There's every possibility, but I don't think they will be doing the Greece 2004.
Okay.
You get why?
Let's talk about France a little bit. The problem with France is that they have a lot of stars too. The same thing that is happening with England. Wait, John. The same thing that happened with England. They have a lot of stars, but for him to make these stars play well, for me, I think the problem is trying to feed Mbappe. Making him the captain, I think it was a wrong move. Now he is the captain. He is playing in the striking position. Do you think that this French team can win this tournament? Because the way we are looking at it, they don't feel win this tournament though. What do you think, John?
For me, just to go back to what Bowen said on this show, I feel that playing this 4-4-3-3 is giving
they
them.
Don't have any creative.
It's giving them a shorthand in a sense. They are understaffed in the creative side of the game, and I believe what he said is 100% correct. Like, why do you have a Kante and a Tchouaméni starting, and you now need
on the same team?
When I said it here before the game, John almost crucified me. Now somebody else is saying it after the game. You can't be playing three defensive-minded players and expect chances to be created. If you look at
the formation in that match, we're having a conversation on. They played a 5-2-3-1 formation, and Rabiot and Tchouaméni was the people starting with this man in 10 ahead. Do you understand?
Griezmann was playing from the flank in that same game, the previous game.
They had a 10 ahead of them, and look at the formation they played in that match.
Last time.
In that formation, it was Rabiot and Tchouaméni that started, and this man
Kante. They played three midfielders yesterday. Kante, Rabiot, and Tchouaméni. That's the three midfielders. Previous games they played Rabiot, Kante, and Griezmann.
And Tchouaméni also.
They always introduce Tchouaméni.
The last game Tchouaméni played. Tchouaméni, Kante, and Rabiot. Then Griezmann played as well. And Thuram played in that game, if you remember. And today last night.
I think it is experimenting.
Last night Griezmann was dropped to the bench. Toran was dropped to the bench. Marcos Thuram was dropped to the bench.
Bakola was given a start.
Bakola was given a start. Now, which is a problem? You play somebody up front. Play Kylian from his natural position. We see what what's it called? Marcos Thuram can do. Look at what Marcos Thuram did in Inter Milan.
This is the same problem they had at the Champions League semi-finals. I called two of them in that Champions League semi-finals. Bakola was played on the flank, Kylian was played in that position, and Kylian wasn't getting the service he needed in that match until the 60th minute when they started sending him the ball. You understand me? And now you take that same mistake, you bring it into this side again. You're playing Kylian down the center when you have credible striking options on the bench that can come in, play in their natural habitat in that 9 position, and you move him down to the flanks. Now Bakola can still come in as a sub, but this is how you should play. And then you remove this man Rabiot, bring in Griezmann. Rather than play Griezmann down that flank where it was used in the former match, you play him in the 10 behind the striker. Simple.
I understand what you're saying. I think that the France, they have a lot of stars, as everybody is saying on this show, that they need to find a way, because I think that the coach needs to find a way, because I think all the big teams this tournament have been underperforming. I don't know why. So let's talk about just the games, the fixtures today. We'll just talk about one game and we'll move on. Today we have Ukraine versus Belgium by 5 o'clock. Slovakia versus Romania, 5 o'clock. They play the same time. By 8 o'clock, Georgia versus Portugal, Czech versus Turkey. Let's briefly talk about Portugal, because a goat is still there playing with them, Cristiano Ronaldo. So Georgia versus Portugal. How do you see the game? Portugal has qualified. Do you think that the coach should play their first 11, or they should give other players
anybody you play is a star?
Is a star in Portuguese.
You bench Paulina this time around, you play your Neves, is getting a result for you. You bench a Bruno Fernandes, you play somebody else there, you get a result. Everybody in that team, except for this Ramos, maybe
please,
you play him.
Ramos, please.
You play him.
You just enjoy the bench service.
You play him today. If you're going to be playing a Goncalo Ramos, you should be playing a Joao Felix with him.
But bear in mind, we also have a Francisco Fonseca who can do a job up front in the striking position.
Okay, after today's game, everybody will know who they are playing, and because today is the final, tomorrow is the break. Today is the final game in the group stage. You have to know who you are playing and where you are playing. We're going to be reading comments on our YouTube channel now. But lastly, let's talk about the game that happened yesterday, the South American Copa America, Argentina versus Chile. Argentina winning 1-0. Martinez scoring at 88 minutes, John. Do you think that Argentina they are qualified already?
Clear favorite, if you ask me, and fantastic goal for Lautaro
The
Martinez.
same player where it was in underrated. The star player in Italy. He's not been starting. Now he's starting games and he's scoring.
Player of the season.
He's underrated. That was what John said. It's John's. I'm quoting John there.
Lautaro is still very much underrated. How? As long as
3 seasons in a row.
As long as Messi is still kicking in that team.
3 seasons in a row.
As long as Messi is still kicking in that team, as long as Messi is still playing the way he plays, and the team is built around him.
Okay.
3 seasons in a row. Serie A player of the year.
Argentina is the favorite. It's obvious. Let's not go there. Let me read some of our comments on our YouTube before we go. Emmanuel Okitibi is saying, get a foreign coach. That for England. He's always saying England has not been producing quality managers for a very long time. Check their leagues. If you check their leagues, so their major managers are from their foreign-based managers. So he's saying that let them provide Southgate and bring in a foreign manager.
That would be a mistake, though.
Aaron is saying, yes, good morning. I want to understand something about Manchester United. How many players have they brought in, and plus how many has gone? Okay, we're talking about transfer. All the transfers tomorrow. Stay tuned with us. We're going to be talking all the transfer news tomorrow. Tomorrow is just for transfer news. Chizoba is saying what's happening to Nigeria national team is the same thing is happening to English team. With all their stars in the team, Southgate lack the tactics and pattern to initiate their potentials to get results. Ifeanyi Anyika is saying the team is supposed to do well because they have talent. Emmanuel Okiti is saying no excuse for Southgate. No other manager has gotten this length of time like him. Emmanuel is also saying French coach is still not ready to bench some of his boys. And he's also saying, Emmanuel is also saying, play Mbappe from the side, bring in Giroud, play Griezmann behind me, and play Kante and Chomeni. You see, that's his own contribution. So guys, this is how we are going to end in today's show. It has been fun. Thank you for all our callers, everybody that have commented on our YouTube channel. Remember, we are live every day on our YouTube channel at Volt FM Sports. Volt FM Sports. You can join us, drop your conversation with us. We can really hear live in the studio. Thank you guys. We are going to be, whenever we talk about English, we fight. So when we finish this one
talk
now,
about big boys, you fight.
We'll off this camera and finish this fight. So see you guys tomorrow. My name is Godwin, signing out.
Volt 104.3 FM, where music meets the voltage. Take a break and enjoy the show. Sports.
Alex Iwobi gets the ball out to the left-hand side. The delivery comes in. Oh, it's a goal! That's a goal!
Entertainment. News and politics.
Enugu State governor has assented to the electricity bill.
Gospel.
And let them have dominion. The kingdom of God is within people.
Odenibo.
Awesome programs exclusively on
Volt 104.3 FM.
Okay guys, finally, I beg now. We have amazing content on our YouTube channel. I beg, share now. If you like, comment in some of those. If you just go through it, we have a lot of comments. Even some of these games we are talking about, some of them we did a comprehensive talk in some of those games. Like, share on your Facebook, share on your Twitter, share everywhere. I beg now. We are share, watch, share to your family, share to your friends, share to everybody. Share. I beg now. You want me to kneel down? I feel it down, but you know go see my feet. See you guys.